How's it going today, my beautiful soul? I hope you are having a lovely and amazing day. So, for today's episode, we're going to be talking about changing seasons. Have you ever wanted to change so much, but feel as if something was holding you back? Have you ever felt that there was this version inside of you, and you would give anything, anything to let that person be seen or heard, but you can find difficulty in bringing this version out? Have you ever felt so frustrated because you know what you want to do, how to do it, but the motivation to actually get up and get started seems so far from you? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are not alone. I was once this way until I realized what the problem was, and I made the conscious choice to fix it. It's one thing to discuss a problem, but a problem stated without a solution is just a complaint. The reason for that lack of motivation, that pull weighing us down, that reluctance to shine your light is because we are too comfortable. And it is time to step out of our comfort zone. Our comfort zones have given us enjoyment, but will not give us the ultimate fulfillment. Our comfort zones were created in our survival mode. We have flocked to people, behaviors, mindsets, addictions, places, and ways of living that have helped us to just get by. Now, while these things have allowed us to get by, it has kept us in a repetitive cycle with little change, little evolvement, because we've only been getting the same results. If we want better results, we have to do things differently. Now, as we look back on our life, and we see what has worked for us and what hasn't, now we can make better choices going forward on creating those desired outcomes. We can use our discernment on what would be the right decision to make in the present moment to bring about this change. And the best part about this is we can start at any time. We can start today even. And it does not matter if yesterday, the day before, last week, last month, or early last year, we were in our comfort zones. That doesn't matter. What matters now is what we do now in the present moment. Will we make the choice to do different? Make a different choice, do a different action? Will we make the choice to be different, to be a different person, to be our higher self? Every day of our life, we are fighting a battle within ourself. Everyone's fighting a battle on who you want to be and who you have been. We can either be our younger self or our higher self. Choosing to be our younger self, the old version of ourselves, we choose comfort. We choose the same cycle. We choose stagnancy. We choose to refuse the opportunity to grow. Everything is a choice. When we choose our higher self, we choose our calling. We choose stability. We choose soul fulfillment. We choose our purpose. We choose to be who we are meant to be. We choose to take the opportunity to grow. If we choose the latter, we are closer to where we want to be in our life. But if we choose the former, we are further from where we want to be. And all it takes is one shift in a new direction, one change in our daily routine to move us out of that comfort zone. Now, why should we step out of our comfort zones? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. But the way I feel is that life is too short to stay in positions that all lead to the same result. We deserve to be happy, to live happily and abundantly. But to do this, it takes some sacrifices. Are we willing to sacrifice temporary comfort for long-term fulfillment? Yes, stepping out can be so scary, but that first step is always the scariest. It's kind of like when you're at a pool and you're afraid of how cold the water is going to be. So you dip one foot into the water. Now, if we continue to just put our feet in the water, we're not enjoying the pool. We're not swimming around. We're not having fun in the water. Now, yeah, the water's going to be a little cold, but the more that you step into it, the more that you allow yourself to get comfortable, the more you're going to enjoy the pool, the more you're going to enjoy having fun, and the more you're going to get comfortable with the water. But we have to push ourselves just a little bit more in order to get what we want. When we feel that fear, but move anyway, taking that step, we've now just overcome the first obstacle. So the rest does not seem so bad. Comfort zones keep you from achieving the success you dream of. Comfort zones hinder you from reaching higher levels. Do it scared. Do it even when you are uncomfortable and watch as you get used to it. You will be more comfortable and have the ability to navigate with ease. The first step is always the hardest to take, but once that step is taken, you can continue. And remember that you always have God with you, so that even if you fall, God will catch you and will let you try again. It would be worse to go years or decades even, and later you're wondering, what if? To avoid this regret later in life, do what you can in your present and see where new actions take you. As the seasons change in our lives, we must be okay with adapting to change. That means if we have to leave a certain job, end certain relationships, move on from friendships, drop those bad habits, all of this letting go is giving us room for better things to enter. I understand that this transition will not happen overnight, and there will be moments where we can slip up. However, staying as consistent as possible is the key. Now, it may take some time for new changes to stabilize in your life, but give yourself permission to go at your own pace. No one ever asked you to jump into the 14 feet pool from the high dive, but what you can do is you can start off by the 8 feet and just jumping into the 8 feet first from the side of the pool. Then you can move on to deeper waters, move on to that 14 feet pool and jump from the side. Next, try the low dive. Now, try the high dive. So now, because you worked your way up, you are more comfortable with that giant leap. But trying to make a giant leap when you were once in the 5 foot pool is going to be a little bit nerve wracking. It can cause some reluctance, it can cause some anxiety. But when we gradually work our way up, we have a much better transition to get to where we want to be. Go at your own pace and make the transition smooth for you. Oftentimes, people try to go to the extreme and they get nervous and will halt to their progress because now fear is heightened. We must go at a steady pace at things as we go along and work our way up gradually. slow and steady wins the race. When seasons in our lives change, it welcomes the opportunity for us to change ourselves too. In order to go to places we've never been, have doors open that have been shut, we must do things we've never done. Now, don't be the pessimist and think, what if it doesn't happen? Instead, be the optimist and think, what if it does?